afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon, Dr. Mack.
Good afternoon, Pastor Shirley. How are things with you?
Everything is going very well by the grace of God. I am just so happy to be here, and we know it's afternoon with us, but it could be morning, night, midday, whenever, wherever you are, whatever time it is. Hello, hello, hello from the Mother's Board Inc. And dear God, as we sit before you to speak, we pray to you that our souls you will keep. And if we should die before we finish, we pray to you, dear God, in the name of Jesus, that any outstanding sins will be forgiven. Amen. Dr. Mack, which is opening statement.
Well, welcome to the Mother's Board. We meet every Friday, and because of things and the way things are, we always have a lot to talk about. So we're looking at actually international issues, national issues, state issues, city issues, um, and just items of interest. So as we go through our day, we are going to ask that accept this for what it is. We're giving you food for thought. Take a
Yes.
listen to it and think about it and say, okay, maybe they were right, maybe they were wrong. Maybe I need to actually read some more or listen some more. But we're not lobbyists or anything. We're just Mother's Board. Mothers who are sharing issues that are on our minds and hearts, and we know that things are going to get better. I do like the way Pastor Shirley says it. This too shall pass. It shall. It may be a tree rooted by the waters right now, but God has a plan, and God controls the flood waters, and mighty trees do fall. So,
Oh,
welcome
yes.
today and enjoy. Enjoy.
Thank you so much. They say giants do fall.
The giants do fall.
Ask
Yes.
Goliath if we could see what he has to say about the matter.
He
Okay.
underestimated the little boy with the 5 stones.
Oh, yes.
Young
Yes.
man with the 5 stones.
So we're going into our discussion here, and the first one I want to start with is: has anybody seen besides me that's on here with us today? Have you seen the Department of Justice's website lately, like the last 2, 3 days?
I pulled it up earlier this morning, but there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember seeing. Is there something specific?
Okay, what
There's
did
a,
you see when you first went to that page? What did you see?
I've forgotten, Pastor Shirley. It
Okay,
was so much, and I was trying to grab it. Well,
when I pulled it up the other day, and I was talking about hate and prejudice, and so the site came up, and so I used that site. But when I went to the site, it had a big announcement up there. The
yes, I
Democrats
saw
have
that.
shut the government down.
I did see that. Yes, I did.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
And
but I think.
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, no, no. Go ahead.
They're talking about rhetoric, rhetoric, rhetoric. And I say, we say it so fast, we leave the T doesn't sound, but it's rhetoric. And people that
Yes.
spread rhetoric are rhetors. And they are definitely spreading so much rhetoric and trying to cause people to turn against certain people. It's absolutely awful,
Yeah,
awful.
I did. I saw that, the font size was so very big you couldn't really miss it. You know,
Yes.
and I was looking at the suits that are pending. That some of them are not going to get carried out. But um, Title Twos, Title Fours, racist suits. I'm not even thinking they're doing any of that. But that hate speech that you're talking about, um, we come out at 1 hour and say we're going to stop it. We need to all stop it. And
Yes.
guess what? 20 minutes later, We are back at it. We're back at
Before
and
they even go off this scene from whatever what in Media Avenue they're on, they're already doing that stuff the same. We're telling everybody else, you got to stop talking about me. You've got to stop doing this. But yet it's open season on you by me.
right. You know, I was reading an article. Mary Trump, the president's niece.
Hmm.
There's an article every week, and she was sort of humorous. She's very settled because she's very serious, because I think she's remembering how her father lost his inheritance.
Hmm.
It was not done correctly, and how her uncle lost his, and how someone we know wound up with both. So she's a psychologist, and she speaks, and she said maybe you should sort of look in the mirror and see where that's coming from. You need you need to tone yours down. And she says when they get ready to, get serious about it, then yeah, it can go. But I consider that. My mom always said, if you gotta use profanity and be ugly and stuff, then something you probably shouldn't be saying. So,
Exactly,
you know,
exactly. And then talking about stop the rhetoric, but then they're trying to turn people on the Democratic Party, and they are spreading this hate and prejudice, and it's not even subtle anymore.
oh
They
gracious,
want
no,
these people,
no.
they want things to happen to them. That's why they spread that stuff, and that is the truth. And
Well,
it's terrible. It is terrible. And I'm not talking about favorable things. That's why they put all that stuff. The Democrats are this, the Democrats are that. And then the Democrats, of course, are saying, well, the Republicans won, and we know they're at this standstill right here. But
hmm
I want them to fight for us. Whichever party is in my favor, I want them to do all they can for me and the rest of us. And they
well,
are
oh,
standing
I'm
their
sorry.
ground. No, that's okay.
During the first administration in 2018, the government was shut down for 38 days.
Right.
Now we're just now on what, day three, day four.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, by the time we get to double digits, things are not going to be well. I just saw a poll where, even though they're doing this rhetoric, guess who's been blamed? Republicans are being blamed for the shutdown. But that's that big ugly bill that they didn't read. And I sort of want to shake the Democrats a little bit. You should have read. Now you know that rural hospitals can be closed down. I mean, I'm from originally from a small town,
Mm-hmm.
and we're talking driving past 10 miles,
Mm-hmm.
even further, 28 miles to get to a hospital. This
Right.
is serious business here.
Right. It is
And
serious.
we have another, the, you know, the COVID 19 is there. Come from rich college. So it's just one of those things that we, you know, and you can't call attention to it more than, it's almost something we should say every day. We
Right.
are aware of what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
That rhetoric you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
people are hearing it. And there was a time they would believe it. But Pastor Shirley, I'm not sure people are believing like they were. You know, I'm thinking people are beginning to see and not hear.
But there's still some blind ones out there. Some people are coming to the light, but some are staying in the dark, and we expect it, but it's just a terrible thing that people want harm to come to other individuals instead of, being fair and honest and earnest and doing the right thing. And it's just terrible. It's just terrible. And that for that to be on a site that is supposed to represent every
Yeah.
one of us, whether Republican, whether what is it? There are other parties, independent, whether Democrat, whatever. The DOJ is not supposed to be prejudiced against any side.
But we know for sure now, and all of your news media is going to talk about the weaponization of the DOJ because it's become almost like um, a second arm of the executive branch. I'm
Yes.
going to tell you, we're going to tell you who to aim at. These should be. Well, I'm really getting sick of the praise. I'm going to sue these people. You know, I'm going to take everything they have. I want X and X $billion from them. You know, come
Yep.
on, God. Come
It
on.
shouldn't even be able to happen. And and
That's
then
not the rule.
right, right, exactly. And then on the site they're stressing and on if you had gone down a little further and read into it, you might have. They're talking about the First Amendment rights. And nobody is
Yes.
supposed to be biased or do anything to harm anybody that doesn't believe like they believe or doesn't think like they think or say something that they don't like about them. And I'm thinking, what?
I know.
Like those young people, I don't know whether they still say it or not. What the what? These
Yeah.
they're doing that. It's just ridiculous. And I said to my audience the other day, after I read that and I read down there what the First Amendment that's posted on that site, but I said, now
Yeah.
you go and read the Constitution
The
for
original.
yourself.
The original.
That go to the Constitution and read that part for yourself because we know how they spin things and they spin them and they are spinning out of control. But anyway, yeah, that's what I was talking about. What that is on that site, and we know that this lady
That's
is the 87th Attorney General, and she was appointed in February by him.
yes.
Uh huh.
Yes. And
Yeah.
she's on his negative side more than she's on his positive side. You know, he writes on Trip Social and he says, "I want what is it, James Comey.
Call me.
I want him coming. I want him indicted." Okay. A few hours later, he's indicted.
He's
I
indicted.
want Letitia James indicted.
Mm-hmm.
Well, just like him, there's not a lot. There's not a lot. There's not enough to make a case. But he doesn't care because he's not legal minded. You know, I'm no lawyer, but you know, even when we ask a favor of a friend, have we have hard evidence to say this is why I need you to do that. But if you don't have, hard evidence, you can't just go up and. But this is what's happening. I call it revenge politics.
That's exactly what it is, and then there are so many people who are grappling. Is that what you say? Are grabbing for power till they will do anything to get a position of power. Anything. And to keep it, they will do anything. And that's what's going on. And people, it's just like morals and all of that for some people they might not have even been in the window to go out. So anyway,
Oh, see what you say. There were none. There were none to start with. We didn't have any. What are
all
we
right.
talking about? You're talking about something they don't have. Didn't have.
Okay, Dr.
Okay.
Beck, we want to move on. Did you have anything else to say about that?
I should stop laughing for one thing,
Oh, you can laugh all you want to.
but it's such an appropriate comment. Thank you, Pastor Shirley, for reminding us that we are not all alike.
Oh yeah, and how about them Cowboys? And I said they tied the last game, but people are
Yes.
not happy because they tied. And I asked my son, I said, well, they didn't lose, so why are people upset because they did not win? They did not lose. And I say, they say they use another word, but I use condemned if you do and condemned if you don't.
Yeah, if you don't. Yeah, well, we have Bola Major. We're getting ready to get on the plane and go and play again
Yes.
to a team that hasn't won a thing So, but those are the most dangerous ones because hey, taking down
Right.
the Cowboys, and God knows other teams should look at them and say, "You have Jerry Jones as your general manager. We feel for you." It does not matter. He
Jerry.
was one of the first ones. Well, it's a tie. I would rather a tie than a loss any day. But
Right.
Dak Prescott would say, "I haven't had a tie football game since college." You know, he wants to win, but I'm thankful you didn't get a loss. You know,
Right. Me
any of those
too.
ones that get you closer to it, you first got to get to the playoff if you want to go to the Super Bowl.
Right.
So look at look at it as your glass is half full. It is not half
Exactly.
empty. And
Ex-
but you lost. You had injured players, you know, and I'm not gonna say they weren't playing perfectly, but we said earlier, remember, Pastor, that injuries were gonna, sort of help us determine what kind of season.
mhm.
So four of the best players are on the injury list. CC
Mhm.
Lamb may not even, he's gonna suit up, but
CD.
you're
Uh
not sure he's gonna play. So your Cowboys, and I give them to you.
huh.
They
New
just have
Orleans Saints. How are the
they
Saints?
lost this
Oh, they
they lost this
did.
weekend.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, remember now, this is we're talking about the Saints. And they fired a quarterback even before the practice season began. You know. No, I'm serious. So highly recruited, but hey, you weren't showing them anything. So they got rid of you right
Got
away.
rid of it.
You a chance to go someplace else, but I don't know. If you're having trouble winning, so but let's just hope. I just sort of like the attitude the Cowboys have right
Hmm.
now, and I hate the blame game. Well, the offense didn't do this, or the defense didn't do this, or the safety teams didn't do. No, you didn't win. You tied. Be grateful. Be
Hmm.
grateful.
Be grateful. That's right. That's right. All right. And then they changed the rules also. They don't do the double overtime now. Right. They do the single. They used
I'm
to
not
do
sure.
two. Oh, and Michael was saying they do 10 minutes in
Yeah,
each one of the overtimes too.
right.
Hmm. So
But
anyway, go
but they
Cowboys.
but they played a good game,
Yeah,
Pastor. So you can be very. They did. They didn't quit. They
that's
didn't
right.
quit
They
because that's when it's disgusting. You
when they just
you are
give up.
losing and you just quit. You could go to the dressing room, but it's against the rules. All of them could get on the bus and go start to the hotel or to the party. But just be thankful.
Oh yes, I'm happy for the Cowboys and go Saints. So
Well,
the go.
you know how we are. We loved those Saints while they were trying to build a stadium because they had to flush out the swamp because that was swampland where the Super Bowl is. Watched it all through high school.
Hmm.
We're gonna love them regardless.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I'm faithful to my home teams in support.
That's true.
Yes, ma'am. So the government has shut down. Any comments on that? We talked a little bit about that, and so we will go to the next one. Do you think that prejudice and hate is on the rise or not? I think it is. As a matter of fact, I know it is.
I agree. People are saying doing things they would never have done before because
Openly, right,
it's coming from the top. Uh,
right.
Common courtesy is gone.
Mm-hmm.
But we found that out when the campaign was going on.
Mm-hmm.
See, a lot of people just look at the campaign and listen to the made up numbers and all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff. But everything that he said during that campaign, guess what? It's coming.
Mm-hmm.
There is a reporter whose name is, I think, Ali Velshi,
Mm-hmm.
and he says Project 2026 is worse than Project 2025. He has an advanced copy of that,
Mm-hmm.
and, you know, but it's almost like I'd have to be nice to a person who has an alternate lifestyle. I'm supposed to judge them, or I don't have to be respectful of a young mother who's doing her best and there's no dad, or I don't have to care about those old people across the street. You
Mm-hmm.
do. That didn't change. If you're worried about it now, you weren't worried about it before either. That
Mm-mm.
is who you are. We see real people.
Yeah.
Telling people on an airplane because your skin color is a little different that you
Mm-hmm.
smell.
Mm-hmm.
That's not even. Mm-mm.
It's
It's on
terrible.
the rise. It's on the rise.
And it used to be closeted, but like you said, when that
Right.
person started campaigning that first time, when started
Yes.
all of that rhetoric, and then they pulled it, it came above ground.
It's
It
still there.
Yes, ma'am. It came above ground. It's okay. We can do it. Hate who we want to when we want to, and we can show it when we get ready. And that's the way a lot of people think. Many people think like that. And I was reading talking about hate crimes, and as I was studying, I don't know whether I did it on my show or not, but anyway, between 2004 and 2015, one study says there were 250,000. That's what they say. There were many more than that. Hate
Oh,
crimes
yes.
committed, and they said most of them were never reported to the police. And then
No.
so far, I think between 2023 and 2025 or 2024, we have each year like 111,000, something like that, hate crimes.
They're not reported to the police because depending on where you live, it could
Exactly.
be the perpetrator could be the person in uniform.
Hmm.
He or she could be the person in uniform.
Right.
I don't know what happened to the young man whose window was broken out by the police. When his phone was still being. I don't really know what happened.
Mm.
Um, that I haven't heard any more about it.
Oh, okay.
And it looks like the worst crimes that are reported, the greater the number of crimes are revealed.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, I'm going to make an example out of you. I mean, we want to send police to Portland, Oregon. I've been to Portland, spent a lot of time there, and it's just like any other city.
Mm-hmm.
Nicer than so many,
Mm-hmm.
nicer, nice waterproof
Mm-hmm.
falls. But it is a border state. But
Mm-hmm.
what we did is we put all the pressure down here in the southern border, but we didn't talk about the eastern border states that we have, or even the western. Those people come in containers out there. The persons who are sneaking in, they come
Yeah.
in containers.
Yeah. Bless their hearts. Trying to get somewhere where they can live free. And then some of them get over here and then have the audacity to try to be prejudiced
But
against
they
certain.
do, they do.
Yes,
They get
ma'am.
with the majority. They get with the majority. And I'm thinking to myself, wait a minute here.
Yeah.
Minute you're
It's something else for that's life. What is it? That's life. That's what the people say.
yes, that's true.
Okay. Some people get big kicks from stepping and walking on your what is it? Stepping and walking on your dreams, something like that.
Yeah,
And they do. So, okay, we want to go on.
yes.
Do you think uh earlier this week, Governor Abbott signed the repeat offenders bill in Houston? In
Mhm.
your opinion, does the signing of this bill seem to enhance the possibility of rehabilitation for those caught up on up in the state's judicial system?
Well, when I read that, well,
Hmm.
I saw him, and I'm really getting sick of him holding up the small copy because we know you're imitating the person that you admire when you sign it and hold it up. Um, when it was down in Houston. Well, Houston has such a complex, diverse group of people there. It's a port city. That's part of what it is. Again, people can come in any way they want. But as far as, you know, it's almost like, people sometimes follow other people and commit a crime and they
Mm-hmm.
go to jail. And we have seen it in the exoneration hearings. They are innocent.
Mm-hmm.
But my thing is, will this bill sort of slow down that type of, let's investigate and find out if, this is the right man for the right crime? You know, we already have the three strikes sure out
Mm-hmm.
on there. So are we, is he saying that it's going to make it easier just to say, well, you are a repeat offender. You're not going to ever change. You're not going to ever be better than what you are, So we'll just keep you in there. We'll
Yeah,
just, we'll keep you in prison.
yeah, I believe it's designed for that. I'm not in jail, so if you go, that's for you, and we're just gonna keep you in there. But you can't beat them getting all kinds of lawyers and things when they get in trouble. You cannot
No,
cannot beat them, but it's just to lock people up and like that. What is that? Throw away the key.
yes, yes.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
feel they have a targeted group, and it's, the young African Americans, young brown
Hmm.
uh, Americans. They target that group,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
it's hard to get out of that kind of cycle. You know,
Hmm.
you're not supposed to be around persons who've been to jail. If you've been to jail,
Hmm.
well, who are your friends? You
Hmm.
don't have any who haven't been.
Hmm.
It's just a vicious cycle,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
sometimes easier to just stay with the people you know than trying to get out and do, something better. But those strong mothers, those strong grandmamas, those aunties,
Hmm.
the woman who says I knew you when you were in diapers, hey, they're the ones that will help break that cycle.
And then they don't have to. Sometimes you just might meet a person and be walking down the street or something, and if somehow they get that other person who might or might not be guilty, and they get that person, they're going to say you were with them, so you're guilty too. And we know that happens so much
What is it called? In the wrong place
at
at
the
the wrong
wrong time.
time.
Hmm.
I mean, I saw what he did, and I understand that he's trying to follow federal mandates from the DOJ, Pastor,
Hmm.
from the DOJ. But it sort of boxes in a lot of kids uh, who were arrested for pot. Well, in most places, if you don't have over a certain amount, I don't know. I just sometimes feel it's not evenly balanced.
Well, it's not it's not. You're being kind. You say you feel.
But really.
You feel that it's not easily balanced. You're so
It's
sweet, Dr. Mack. Okay. Do we want to go on?
yes.
Okay. What is significant about the announcement from the governor's office regarding the launch of the Texas Regulatory Efficiency Office, which is the TREO, the TRIO?
Well, again, from I used to look at news from his office during the week, and he did sign that earlier. It did launch. What it is a takeoff on the Doge situation from Washington D.C. You know how your governor likes
Yes,
to limit
ma'am.
pay, and this is supposed to make life easier. We're supposed to be able to get if you have something that you need to talk to someone about, some legislation or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is the area that's supposed to be. It will be housed near the governor's office.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our own state version, our own state version
Right.
of Doge, and I'm wondering how long that's gonna, be a reality because there's got to be another way to drain the swamp, as they say.
Yep. Got some more in that swamp. Got to be drained. We need a big old what is that big old thing they put on in the ground? That big old round cement thing. It's got to be big so they
Well,
could all get in there
yeah,
and flow
yeah.
on through. Don't nobody get stuck.
Well, that's just what I'm saying. You might, those persons who went to drain the swamp seem to have gotten in it and they're playing in it and enjoying it. They're not draining it.
Hey, fellas,
They're not,
I didn't know it was so nice down here.
it's not good. It's not good. But
Oh
again, we
yes,
listen to what is said and then see what is done.
yeah,
So,
because he signed that in June 2025. Let me see. Yeah, it's June 2025. So I have it here on my tablet, but that font, I can't get that font to get big enough. So anyway, but yeah, all these things are copycat things.
yeah, yeah. And
Copycat
I'm not
thing.
going to sit here and say that just because he did it, because others had done it, um,
Hmm.
uh, that is bad. Because I don't really know how, how, I know how it has worked in the past. It was
Hmm.
not positive. So,
Right.
but I'm not going to stand, sit here and
Right.
say it's not going to ever be positive.
Right.
It's
So
an extension of government.
yes, yes, they love those acronyms. Well, fellas, I got another one. I think I'm gonna use the TREO acronym. Now,
Okay.
do you agree or disagree with the request that the DA investigate the alleged violators of the open meeting laws from members of the Dallas City Council? I heard about it, listened to that. I don't know about the DA investigating if they didn't do any harm, and I just don't know about that. I really don't know about that. What do you
Um,
think?
it becomes political. So many, right now the buzzword is investigate, investigate, investigate. I would like to know specifically what open meeting act did they abuse?
Mm-hmm.
Did it? Is this strategy that's used on the city council when you don't get what you want? You know, because remember that's a governing body.
Mm-hmm.
They're supposed to, as you said at the top of the show, they're supposed to be concerned about the citizens of the city of Dallas.
Right.
So, but
Right.
if you have reason to really ask for an investigation, what is that? We need more information, Pastor
Right.
Shirley.
We do need more information. And does it warrant an investigation, or is somebody just mad because they didn't get to go
They
to the
didn't
meeting?
get what they wanted,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and that comes on every level. Because we see it all the time.
Exactly.
Supreme Court didn't rule the way I wanted you to rule, so let's go back and let's investigate them.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute, that's the highest court in the land. Who has authority to investigate?
Well, I
But
tell you, it's
yeah,
something now. If rules were broken and there was some harm done or something
right.
illegal, yes, they should be investigated. But if not, if they were doing it for the good of the people and it was something that they felt they needed to do to get something done outside of a regular meeting, then hey, let them do the good.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but anytime when you're doing investigations, they expect the results, and they usually want bad results. Okay, I was right. We did need this, but
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of money is wasted on investigations.
Oh yes. Oh yes. So next, in your opinion, is there any validity, yeah, for the comments regarding the moving of the bridge, the Dallas homeless shelter, out of the downtown area? Is there any validity in it? I was listening and reading about that. The bridge is at a homeless shelter, and I don't know because they're talking about moving it out toward, is it toward the airport or something? It was something.
Yes.
Yes, and that's a
You
long.
live homeless out there.
Say it again, please.
I'm just smiling and saying, who will your clientele be if you move it out there? The people you need to serve are downtown.
Downtown. That's what they're trying to do, I guess, move the people and cause them to have to go. But some will not be able to. Some will not be able to. So I know that they're trying to clean things up and all of that, but it is a center for the people. And if the people need help, and I know we have trouble on every side, what they call them, unhoused people with homes.
Yes,
They Some
yes,
of them cause more trouble than the people that don't have homes. So,
yes.
it's just something to think about, and most of all to pray about, and so that the will of the Lord be
Yes.
done. And if it's done, then it's good for all of us.
You know, working with some of the people who have been, I guess, patrons of the bridge, and I understand what the operator, the director is saying.
Hmm.
That the thing they need to fix, when things stand a long time and you've got a large number of people going through, you need to do some repairs.
Right.
Yes, but the first thing I thought about was what you said. I know FIFA is coming in 2026, and they want to clean up downtown.
That's it.
As they don't want any homeless people. They don't want any graffiti. They don't want any trash bags. They don't want to see a cardboard house. Those people work hard to make those temporary structures, which the city's going to come through periodically now until after FIFA is over. They're going to keep destroying those things.
Oh, yes.
But let's think of the ones who are going to be here when the visitors are gone.
Right. And
There
just
will be persons still needing that service.
exactly. And then also, when was that? Was that a NASCAR um, r- event that came here a few years ago? And they went
Mhm.
through and moved all of those people from under
Yes,
the
that's
bridge and fenced it up and all of that. So yeah, it's cleanup time for an event.
yeah. But we do have to, even the scripture speaks of helping those who are less fortunate, the widows and the orphans. So we got to remember as we, with that, the city's going to make a lot of money. They're paying out a lot of money to make things nice and pretty,
Yes.
But at the same time, you know, those persons will, what is it? The poor will always be among us.
Right.
So we should do some good things for them too. And I know some of them have mental health problems, and as you
Hmm.
said, they were they have been living under the bridge, not the structure,
Not the
but we're talking
right.
the bridge. Yeah,
The
they've
bridge
been.
for the homeless shelter, but we're talking about a literal bridge. Literal
That's right.
bridge. That's right.
Yes, and
Oh,
they considered that their home. Do you remember how
it,
upset they were when they moved them out?
yes,
I felt
ma'am.
so badly for them because that's where they decided it was safe to be.
In their own community down there, but it was. Well, anyway, they moved them. Sure did. So anyway, I hope they work it out and it works out good for the people that need the services. And
Right.
yes. So we want to move on.
Yes.
Have you taken a position regarding the debate whether to speed the $100 million needed to repair the Dallas City Hall, or whether to move City Hall offices elsewhere? And I was thinking about. They said they need 100. They're not going to move it. That's what was said today when
Good.
I checked into it. But the money that they need to repair it, they only get so many millions a year to do repairs. It's not anywhere close to $100 million. So, but they said that they're not going to move it right now. That's the information I got.
Well, see, that's good news because that is sort of a prestige building. It was done by a national architect, and every
Yeah.
time I see it, I think it's on this wrong end, but that's neither here nor there. but I was reading and talking about past city councilmen being locked in the elevator for a long period of time, and you know uh, the condition of some of the meeting rooms and the like.
Mm-hmm.
But again, just like we talked about the bridge shelter for the unhoused, when you have that kind of structure, it's going to require repairs. And
Right.
I was just waiting for the city hall to people who are there at the city hall to speak up
Yes.
because you're doing the other major structure downtown. So I just thought, okay, they're going to ask for some repairs also. They're going to ask for money,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm sure they can figure out some way to get some funding and start some repairs.
Mm-hmm.
Without getting crossing the line for contractors and who do work on the city buildings, because you have major contractors here,
Mm-hmm.
and they're making money off the city.
Mm-hmm. Yes, ma'am.
But
And they said they're allotted $14.5 million per year for repairs.
that is not enough.
And they have $100 million worth of repairs. It's 14 million. It would take a few years. But anyway, they were talking about also in the same uh, uh, conversation of what when I was talking about that or asking about that. It also is talking about the convention center being renovated and everything. So that's where that
I
money
knew.
is. Yes, ma'am. That's where that money is. But as far as I know, and the information I got this morning, they said they're not going to move it.
Good. It's
Yeah,
a beautiful structure.
it is. But just think, the way it's built, ah, I'd be scared.
Well, it's a nice structure,
It
but
sound,
you know,
yeah,
I wouldn't want to be caught in an elevator and be unable to get out, or
right,
falling through a floor, or something. Some
right,
it
right.
just needs. It's
And I
gotta keep
like
it
it.
up.
It is unique,
Yeah,
and so they'll get the money. They'll get it done. They're
I
going to
think
get
so
it done.
too.
Oh yes, they're going to get it done. So maybe they, with the renovation of the convention center, there might be
Convention center.
rooms where they could go in there and work until they do a renovation of it. But anyway, they'll figure it out.
Well, I like the fact that it is open and transparent to the citizens of Dallas, who can
Right.
say, this is not what we want in our city hall. Figure out a way to make it better. So,
Get her done.
let's- yeah, let's talk it over one more
Oh, it's been wonderful,
time.
Dr. Mack, and I've enjoyed these topics today, and it's been a pleasure again. Another pleasure, and I would like to announce that Love is the Keys pastoral anniversary. Pastor Fred and elect Lady Paula Smith, their anniversary is this coming Sunday. What is today?
Yes,
Wait a minute. Is it
it's the
Sunday
Sundays.
or okay? Okay, because
Mhm.
I'm thinking about the fourth, and I don't know why. I thought they said the fourth, but anyway, their
I
anniversary
think
is
the
coming
fourth
up.
is Saturday.
Yes, yeah, it is. It is.
Mhm.
So everybody, thank you so much for being here with us. And Dr. Mack is going to remind you of the day that she comes on.
Well, I would like to invite all of you who are listening and participating in the Mother's Board to join us on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock for the webcast from the Biblical Files of Dr. Mack. We are in the book of Ruth. Now, we take one woman and we take one Egyptian, Ethiopian, or Nubian, what, but to show that there are there's color hidden in the Bible. And we need to know that because we have to teach that.
Hmm.
So please join us. It's been a joy, actually. And I thank Sister Shirley and I thank my technical director. And it's just a pleasure to keep learning.
Yes, it
When we
is.
when we are older, and we are retired or partially retired or in a second profession, you have to keep those brain cells working.
That's right.
You have to keep them working.
That's right. And speaking of the brain, if you go to, I think it was my Tuesday's webcast, I talked about the memory, parts of the brain, and so go there. I think I'm going to do some more on the brain because the brain, our bodies are fascinating, and
Yes, they
that
are.
brain is, oh my goodness. And
Mm.
I talked about memory and it was memory. That's what it was, and it's fascinating. But also, yes, please join Dr. Mack on Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Central Time. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's Point of View with Miss Shirley Polk. On Mondays, it's Monday morning, 5 minutes of prayer. On Fridays, of course, is the Mother Sport Inc. on at 1 p.m. On Saturday, 7:39 p.m. and Sunday, 7 a.m. is Greater Gospel Temple Church of Praise and Worship and Inspiration of God Ministries on those times. And I want to remind you, everyone, that you can acquire my music, Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, Amazon Music, iTunes. It's all over the place. So just go and listen to my music and get some for yourself. And I'm so excited, so excited. My book is coming out. It's the first of several uh, what is it, editions, I guess. The first edition of The Steps of a Good Man. It's talking about my husband, Superintendent Pastor Kelly Davis, and it's going to talk some about our how we met and everything. So that will be coming out not many days hence. And also this morning, as I do, I have these songs, and one song is a ditty, which is in a video, is already released, and that is "If My People." And then I have another one in the works, and so there are two more in the works. Then I got and opened up my music app here on here, started, and I was supposed to be working on one song, then another one came to mind as so I should be releasing that pretty soon. And then, God willing, I'll be able to go back and do the rest of the
Finish
stuff.
the
But I started. It is so, I was so, oh my God. Anyway, thank you everybody for being here with us today. And Dr. Mack is a writer too. And we haven't done the, that we will record, we did. We need to have those put, they are up on the site, right? Where
Which
when I
ones?
used to come and we would be recorded and read
Oh, but yeah, but that website is probably not up. I have to check
okay,
into that. Yeah,
please check.
but
Yeah.
we are going to continue that because now it's really essential that we share that because
Yes.
they're real life situations and they're not going to be covered. But we need to cover them, as you said about the brain and the health situations that
Hmm.
you're very good at bringing up. But
Yes.
these are all that affect us
Right.
within our community.
Right. And so with Dr. Mack and her technical producer, director, they're going to get that all of those videos, and God willing, they're going to have time to get them out here for us to watch. Thank you so
And
much, Dr. Mack.
all right,
Yeah, any more closing remarks?
no. May
Okay.
the Lord bless and keep each of you as you journey on your way
Oh,
and
yes.
schedule time to be with us. Share your comments. It's important that we know that we receive some kind of feedback that we know that we're reaching those who want to be with us.
Right. Thank you so much, Dr. Max. Okay, everybody. God willing, we'll see you later. You'll see us later. Okay.
True, true.